Protogens in Endgame. Hi everyone, my name is Session, and today there is a conspiracy going around on the subreddit called r slash furry Earl. I think that's how you say it, right? Or is it r slash furry underscore Earl? I don't know, one of those two. It is a very interesting little meme. It starts off as an innocent joke, something that's for laughs, for giggles, the stuff that you would expect in a, IRL subreddit. Now, however, closer inspection leads me to believe that there is more behind this post than what meets the eye. Let's take a look at the post, shall we? So let's examine this post a little bit. It starts off, it looks like an innocent, funny little meme. No, for laughs, jokes. And the post is titled Avengers underscore Earl. Which, it is. It's an Avengers scene. Now, if we look at it, we can see 3 dancing robotic creatures in the background at the top left. Now, notice how there's a big red circle around it, drawing to 2 protogens on the right. However, I'm a little question if the one on the far right is a proto or not. It could just be a robot that looks like a proto. However, we're going to pretend it is. So, as you can see, the closest one that resembles these creatures is the one on the right, the purple one. Now, if we scroll down, we can see the teacher from The Incredibles. From the scene, the most, recognizable scene of when Dash and his mom were in a parent-teacher conference with the teacher when he is saying coincidence while, showing his TV. I think it would have been a little clever to put the little dancing protos in the TV, but that's okay. It still makes the joke, so that's just aesthetic, that's nitpicking. Now, if, we look at it, it says coincidence. And then we scroll down, and it shows him facing the camera saying, I think not. Could this scene from the Avengers just be a coincidence of, oh, there's just robots? Or could it be that there's an actual Protogen reference in the oh-so-popular Avengers Endgame? So that is what I am here to decipher, whether or not that scene, that 1.5 second scene from Avengers Endgame is a coincidence or not. I'm going to be doing a frame-by-frame analysis of that scene. I'm going to be deciphering whether or not those are actual protos, if they just so happen to be robots with visors, or if the intent was for there to be a Protogen reference. Now, I'd like to think that this is not a coincidence, because let's be honest here, the best species in the fandom is in, what is it, like the most ghost film in in 2019, right? So, let's find that out. Alright, so let's take a look at this from start to finish. You get that? Did you get that? Yeah. Here, let's go one more time. 3 robotic creatures in the background dancing. Could they be protos? Let's take a more thorough analysis of these protogens. So, if we take a look at this scene right here, we can see all 3 of the so-called protogens in all their glory. Now, I'll be honest here, they're looking pretty nice, I'll tell you that. However, are they protogens? I don't know, because they look like they have a lot more of a circular visor from this scene. Like, it's not like an oval shape like most protogens have. They look more like the circular, like more pushed in visor, Like, it's not more of a muzzle, it's more of a face. Oh, there we go. We got a nice little turn for them. We see their legs, we see their thigh. Now, you can see that they have thigh pads. They do have thigh plates on them. However, what I can also observe is they have a lot less of a fluffy tail like a Protogen usually does. Like, they either have the tail with the fluff and then the cover, or they have the nub, or they have that straight, like thin tail. You know, the one that gets like that's like thick and then it gets progressively thinner. So these look more like cat robots than it does a Protogen. Huh. We got a nice side shot of the three Protos, or the so-called Protos, and as you can see, their visors look a little more rounded. See how it looks a little more like an orb shaped than a egg shape. This is probably the best scene that you can get of trying to observe a Protogen, because most Protogens are seen from the side angle, or they're seen from the 3/4 angle. Let's go to the next tip. Oh, here we got back shot. Now, unfortunately, this next scene is kind of blurry because it's now focusing in on, you know, Hawkeye jumping out, whatever he's doing over there. Now, what we can see here is the back shot of them. Now, it's hard to see through here because it's kind of blurry, but what I can see is that they don't seem to have too much fluff in the back. It looks like it's more of a cover plate here. However, that could just be because, like I said, it's blurry and this isn't a very reliable shot, unfortunately. Now let's go to the next tick. Unfortunately, that's not a very good frame. Oh, here we go. This is actually not a bad shot, because as you can see in the background, we can see one of them making like a little shape there. And then you can see how the visor kind of illuminates right here. It makes a blue illumination, which is a possibility that Protogens could do. They could totally have their visor not just be all black. You can have a colored visor. I don't know why it's like a running thing for all Protogens to have this shaded visor. Like, you can have a white visor if you wanted to, and then have like dark. You can have it inverting, you know? Just saying. I'm just saying, you know. I didn't see anywhere in that little rule book saying anything about them not having that. Next tick. Ooh. Ooh. That's actually a really good frame. Look at that. So as you can see, we got another facing front. And I was wrong. I was wrong about that visor. It wasn't the visor. It was their ears that were illuminating. Which is very interesting. And you can see here that this part of there is also illuminating with this more of a, once again, spherical shaped visor. Ooh. Now that's a little more of a clear shot of what their legs might look like. Now you don't really see very much thigh on these ones, unfortunately. Which I'd say is a very key thing to know about Protogens, is that they have those very, very thick thighs. Alright, so this is the last frame that you could technically see them, unfortunately, because it cuts to the next scene of, you know, Shadow Boy over here shooting his little Death Stars at whoever's over here. And unfortunately, this is where they get a little too blurred to see what they're doing. And this shot is just outright bad. Alright, so after that frame by frame analysis, I got a little more curious of, maybe they're not Protogens, but they could be a pre-evolved version of the Protogens, right? That's possible, right? Because keep in mind, there is another cybernetic creature that looks like a Protogen. However, it's got the sphere face mask. And there's a user on Twitter that has one of these as their profile picture. Let me show you. User @fuzzed1 has one of these so-called Protogens as their profile picture. Could it be that Fuzzed1 is in Avengers Endgame? Could it be that they are the Easter egg of Avengers Endgame? Doubt it. Probably. I like to think so. That could be. It's possible. Let's take a close examine here of their profile picture here. Alright, so here's the two images I was talking about. As you can see, I had to censor a little bit. Nothing too serious, a little bit, nothing that a little bit of photoshopping couldn't do. As you can see, comparing these two images, the orange one looks more closer to these three photos than the purple one. However, what makes the similarities even stronger is that they have the once again spherical this spherical thing, the spherical visor, you know. And but the similarities once again end for the fact that the protos on the left have the headband, like the little thing that goes right here, like my bandana is doing right now. So really, this is the closest thing I found on like art in so far of these protos, of these so-called protos. So so yeah, unfortunately, not a very good comparison. Closest thing I could find. However, it's a full body, so it looks more accurate to what they have. Like it's got the metal, they've got the metal, and they have metal, and they have all that stuff that they have. So, in conclusion, between those three protogens, those two characters, and Fuzzed One's character is Fuzzed One. Fuzzed One's little profile picture had the closest, looking features to these three protogens. Are these three robots protogens? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I did this whole analysis thing to decipher that, and I still don't know. I don't think so, actually. I guess, if personal opinion, I don't think they're protogens. And I think it was just a coincidence that they just happen to be like that because I'm sure if you went to Marvel and asked them, hey, do you know what a protogen is? They'd probably respond to you, a what? Or I bet someone that was character designing them saw the protogen and decided to work off of that. So if any of you guys want to do your own analysis on this, go ahead, because I have been doing this for a while now. I just hit the mic, sorry about that. I've been doing this for a little while now. I started this a little bit ago. Anyway, not in my opinion, they're not protogens. I don't think they're protogens. They're not protogens. I just cannot believe. So I'm gonna wrap this up now. Hope you all enjoyed this. I tried to put a lot of effort into it. I used no script. Bye.